Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Joshua T. Calkins-Treworgy here, Byron of Sidious. It's been quite some time since I uploaded a video here, and if you're watching this, chances are pretty good you probably got linked here by way of my Facebook regular profile or the Facebook page I've got set up for for promoting my my writing career and material. Could be that you're a member of the Minnesota Authors Network, because I do intend to post this video or a link to this video there as well. I know I haven't been around on YouTube for quite some time. I don't make a lot of videos anymore. Haven't for a few years. I used to be really heavy into it quite some time ago. I used to do a number of various things on YouTube, mostly talking about literature and the literary realm and publishing, and writing, storytelling, because that's my bag, that's my thing, that's what I do. One of the channels that I'm subscribed to on YouTube that I still try to keep up with on at least a semi-regular basis is The Breakfast Club. Largely because of my my acquaintance with DevShell2, who I think is a tremendous content provider and intelligent, well-spoken young man. I always enjoyed his material. It's great to see that he's still trucking. But a couple of folks from the collective known as the Breakfast Club lately have done videos talking about, you know, the good old days of YouTube, back when things were fun, before people started getting ultra clicky and getting into these big divisions of groups, having kind of the same ideas, but having very different ways of getting there, and specific ideologies that they cling to fiercely and that they won't stray from. And if you're not exactly on the same line as them, well then fuck you. You're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem, you're the outsider, you're the enemy. It's really difficult to see this kind of thing happening, especially between people who you know should kind of, at least from your own perspective, get along. People who are of a similar ilk, similar mindset, or they have a similar bent in their process and their conclusions. Everybody experiences this, especially powerfully when they see people who are colleagues who get along, and then suddenly there's this event that creates a rift, and they drift further and further and further apart. Unfortunately, I've been witness to such a rift being created between two gentlemen who I consider tremendous storytellers in their own rights, both colleagues of mine in that. And I use the term colleague very loosely in this case because I don't work hand in hand with either of them. But we are friends, or rather, you know, we're friends on Facebook. Okay, we're acquaintances. But we have had some good banter back and forth, myself and these two gentlemen, who are themselves horror storytellers. And horror is one of the genres that I work in, that I've been working in predominantly. That has been the primary focus of much of my writing efforts for the last couple of years. And these gentlemen are Terry M. West and Dwayne Ullery, D.S. Ullery, both very talented gentlemen who have a knack for the craft of storytelling that unfortunately is really overlooked and shouldn't be. They're both really talented gentlemen. They're great storytellers, they're great writers, and recently they had a falling out with one another, and it was kind of odd for me because on my Facebook feed, my news feed the other day, I see one of them mention a falling out with a friend, with a colleague, backing out of a project, and they were kind of miffed about it. And then immediately the next update down, when I scroll down on my phone, is the other gentleman who backed out of this project talking about having backed out of the project and having lost a a friend, the other author, as a result. And I felt really kind of weird about that. Like, okay, so they've unfriended each other. They're no longer on good speaking terms. Here I am, I'm seeing both of them talk about the same incident, one immediately after the other. And it left this weird, unsettling feeling in my skull. Like, why are you guys fighting? You're both great. And, you know, if maybe you can't collaborate on this project right now together, okay. Just agree that you can't do it right now, but don't just completely walk away from each other and no longer have contact with each other just because of one collaborative effort not panning all the way through. These things happen sometimes, especially in the creative arts fields. Sometimes people can't work together on a project because of personal issues, scheduling conflicts, prior engagements, or responsibilities. It happens. I'm so scatterbrained and all over the place with the various facets of my life that a big reason I don't get in on more, or try to get in on more collaborative effort projects, is because I know I'm flaky and I won't necessarily be able to hold up my end of a lot of different bargains. I get sidetracked because of real life responsibility, normal everyday life responsibilities, or I get unmotivated. I can get kind of lazy about some of this stuff, especially if I personally feel like it's not as important as some other project I'm working on. And it's unfortunate, but it does happen. And I really hope that Terry and Dwayne will eventually come to have a discussion with one another and talk things out and realize that, hey, we're both talented guys. We deserve the opportunity to still converse and compare notes and talk trade, talk shop, and be personable with one another and talk personal life and business as we feel more comfortable with one another. And I really do hope that you guys will come back to being able to work together, because I enjoy the hell out of both of you gentlemen. And I don't like neither of you has made any kind of statement of you got to pick a side, thankfully, because you're both intellectually honest people with a tremendous, what I perceive as a tremendous amount of respect for people's perspectives and quirks, as it were. And everyone has their own likes and dislikes, and you gentlemen both seem to understand and respect that to a high degree, which speaks volumes of the quality of your character. You're both great guys. I love talking to you both. I can't say something like, maybe we should all three get together and work on something, because I just said I'm a flake. But it's the kind of thing that when I saw the video that was in my subscription feed about a half an hour ago from the Breakfast Club, talking about the good old days of YouTube and how people have been splitting up and fracturing into all these different micro cliques and factions, put me in mind of this rift that has occurred between two of my storytelling colleagues. And that's really all I wanted to talk about, is just let you guys know I'm available to both of you gentlemen to talk, to hash through ideas, or just talk shop, and if necessary, if requested, not necessary, because I'm not necessary to either of you guys, really to much of any of you, but if requested, and if there is a genuine desire to come back towards a working relationship, be happy to facilitate that as a third party with no personal vested interest other than liking the both of you. Just putting it out there. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching this and you haven't heard yet about the website, head on over to Calkins-Storyteller.com. That is the one-stop shop for all resources and all things Joshua Calkins-Treworgy. There's a scrolling banner ad at the top of the front page. You can click on any of the pictures that scroll across to take you to various other sites to purchase some of the commercial fiction works that I have available on the market. The one that's got the Kindle, and it says all around it, buy my book, buy my book. That's a listing, it's a reference to my blog TV show back in the day. You can click on that, it'll take you to my listing on Amazon. There's another one that scrolls through that will take you to my Lulu storefront to purchase any of the works I have available through lulu.com. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for stopping in. Thank you for watching and for listening. Take care of yourselves, and as always, keep reading.